How you doing? My name's Tidy, and welcome to another episode of I Have No Idea What I'm Doing. I am a musician with a lot of ideas, and I'm an expert in many things, but this is not what the show's about. This is about me talking to my special guest here, Aaron Penn. Aaron Penn, now he is actually a fantastic expert in the field of quantum physics. He also has no experience in going to space, but we'll talk about that further.
Right.
Yep. And he's got beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
So please welcome Aaron Penn to the show.
Thank you for that very, very kind introduction. Would you like to know a little bit about quantum physics?
Yeah, start me off. Yeah.
Well,
First we have to start music time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, ready? Okay, so in every episode of the show,
this is the focus. Yeah.
I mean, the focal point of of this whole podcast is obviously because I'm a musician and composer and a deep thinker about all things that are sonic. So I'm going to just delve a little bit deeply into music. Okay, ready? Radio. Okay, now Aaron, hit us with quantum physics.
Clap. Yeah. Well, you tell me exactly what about quantum physics you want to know about.
Have you heard of the split experiment? Like the famous one. You should tell me.
Yeah, I'm a quantum physicist. I think I've heard of the double slit experiment.
There we go.
Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's what I meant. So it's why it's called I Have No Idea What I'm Doing. Tell me about the double slit experiment.
So what I think it is where...
What do you mean you think it is? You should know.
What I know it is when you shine light through holes in a door, just the atoms, they all kind of go in the same place.
That's so bad. That's the worst.
You're welcome for that lesson.
That is totally...
That's right.
No, it's not.
I'm explaining in layman's terms.
It's not right.
Because you are a layman.
Oh, man, dude. Then I can tell you more about your own field. Okay, when they fire photons directly, so think of it like waves. So if you have like a piece of cardboard and you have two slits in it and you sent like water through it, you would expect the water to hit the walls of the cardboard and bounce back, but the bits that go through the slits create a waveform outwards. Okay. Now with light, they shoot photons at these two slits, and what's really weird is you should know. So tell me more.
Exactly. It's when you, instead of like if it was water going through the two holes.
It's light.
It's light. If it was water is what I'm saying, it would only hit, the wall would only be wet right where the holes are.
That's totally not true.
Right?
No.
But with light, hear me out.
Okay.
With light, they all go to the different... They all, it's like a scatter plot. They go through the holes and they show up behind.
Off to a flying start here with our physicist. Okay. So to my understanding, the photons, it's incredible. That's what I was going to say.
Right.
Yeah.
You're correct. Yeah. As a quantum physicist, I applaud your knowledge as a simpleton musician.
Thank you.
These complex.
I'm going to take my shoes off.
Complex topics.
I'm snorted. Okay. All right. So we're going to go to our first topic of the day: space, and how I'm getting closer to it. Now, some of the earlier conversations we've had have been about how I've wanted to go to space, and you've made some jokes about it. So I'd like you to see if you can maybe take some back, perhaps.
Okay. Well, no, you have not been to space still.
No, I still haven't been to space. No, I know that's true.
And that is that's been your whole goal throughout every single time we talk is you want to see space.
I want to see space. I don't want to be in it. I want to see it.
And now you think because you went on a jet flight.
You talked it down even before I got to say what's so cool about it. But anyway, continue, yeah.
Because you went on a jet flight and you now consider yourself a pilot because on Wikipedia, he looked up what a pilot means and it says someone who's trained to be a pilot and he went through a 2-hour training so he could go on this little like fun jet flight.
It was, no, seriously. So for anyone out there who's actually seen my Facebook or Instagram, I actually piloted a jet fighter pilot to extremely high altitudes. I didn't get to see space.
pilot a jet fighter pilot.
I did pilot the plane.
Yeah.
The pilot put his hands in the air and I took over all controls.
That is really cool.
I was piloting the jet.
And how did you get this opportunity?
Just because they thought I was perfect for it.
They just reached out to you.
Yeah. In fact, if I was to pull up my phone, they're writing to me, and it says here, if you go to my Instagram, and if you go to my private messages, these are private, so
let's hear it.
Look at this. Okay, so let's ignore all that stuff. Look at this, flyfighterjet.com. Look at this. We're working on another adventure for you.
Is it that lame jetpack thing?
No, and that wouldn't be lame, but basically, so this is the truth. So wanted to go to space, wanted to see space. Been working on it for a while. Booked a flight adventure in a fighter jet where I could fly a fighter jet. We took it very, very high. You can see this video. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's actually really, really cool.
Didn't get to go to see space because the altitude, apparently there's some issues there. Like you have to fly at a certain time. I learned this stuff today, actually. You have to go in the winter. You can't go in the summer, and you have to be in a MiG-29. Got my jets wrong. That's okay.
What were you in?
It was a different sort of aircraft.
A weaker one.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey.
Still cool. Still jealous.
Have you ever ran in a race? Like any kind of running activity?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I played soccer.
No, that's really slow compared to what I did.
Okay. A lot of things are slow compared to what you did.
I went faster than the speed of sound. So did
it make a bang?
No. Do you know why?
Why?
Because usually you've heard of the sonic boom.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in the jet and we broke the sound barrier, okay, I actually broke its barrier.
Wait, so
we were meant to be breaking the sound barrier, but what happened was the sound barrier just went, whoa, no way. And I just went, and I cut through.
So the sound barrier is like a sentient being that.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Actually, thank you for teaching me. I'm a simple quantum physicist. I don't know anything about
so
the speed of sound.
Yeah, no. So instead of me hearing a sonic boom, the speed of sound itself heard me go. Actually, it was more like, yeah.
No, they were just like, we don't want him to use our sound in his music.
Hilarious.
That's good, right?
Yeah. Are they your plaques on the wall?
I'm having a hard time seeing them. They're so small.
So I'm going to jump. Look, the point is, we've been doing this for a bit now, and we can make all the jokes we want about how I haven't seen space yet, but I've gotten damn close.
You've gotten close.
I've gotten damn close.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah, I was in a fighter jet. We went up, didn't see space.
Fired the afterburners.
Yep. Just didn't see space. Gonna make it happen. Gonna do it. Mowing lawn is the next topic.
I'm actually very experienced mowing lawns. I'm willing to bet you have never mowed a single lawn in your entire life.
I have. My dad used to make me mow lawn.
Did you have a riding mower or a push one?
There's a push one too. It sucked.
Peasant, dude.
I know, it sucked so much.
I looked forward to mowing the lawn.
It sucked so badly.
How big was your yard?
Like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
in acres.
I don't know, like 1 acre? You laugh at me like, it's like a good acre of lawn. I mowed it push mower. Have you ever done that? Like a man?
No, because I had a riding lawnmower, John Deere, hell of a machine. And I had 2.5 acres to mow.
Who does John Deere think he is anyway?
John Deere's a genius. I'll never ride a different brand of tractor.
Didn't Lamborghinis come from a tractor company?
I don't know. Is that, you've heard that?
I've heard that story.
That'd be cool. Volkswagen came from a Nazi company.
I'll bet you money on that. I don't think you want to take on that bet. Yeah, they did. Lamborghinis came from a tractor company. So they started off as a humble, like, for like farm use. And then they evolved into what they are today, which is like a car for people with tiny
and lots of money. I would love to drive a Lamborghini.
They're really noisy to me. They annoy me.
Yeah, but they look like they're a spaceship from 100 years in the future.
So speaking of spaceships, cool topic, and this is quite current, is Uber is in 2023 launching the first Uber flying cars in Melbourne, Australia.
Really?
My country, yep. So,
How do they fly? Like with wings or propellers?
Yes, and they're really cool. They're like kind of like an Osprey or like a jump jet, and they're on the top of high rises everywhere. And you book it, you get in, and it has propellers that lifts it off, and then they fly like a plane.
Is there a pilot or is it automatic?
I think it's a pilot to start with. No one's comfortable without a non-piloted one, unless I'm.
How expensive would that be?
I don't know, but all I know is it's pretty cool. Like, most people hear of these new technologies and they say like, oh, it's like, a decade away.
Yeah. It makes you think like why they would do it in Melbourne.
No, they're starting in Dallas.
Oh.
Yeah. They're starting in Dallas earlier. I just thought it's cool for my fans back in Australia to know that in 2023, you can actually get an Uber. It's
basically a helicopter, right?
Flying. It's better than a helicopter because it's like helicopters are kind of dodgy compared to these things. These things lift off smoothly and then they fly like a plane. They have wings as well. Then they go to a halt and they drop you on wherever you want. Drop your kids off at school. Do it in do
10
it
grand.
Yeah, that's fun. Now, I think that's pretty cool.
So how do we get from mowing lawns to?
Well, I mean, if you have any cool mowing lawn stories, I'd love to hear them. Sounds like a quantum physicist over here is a little stuck.
I know that I had some good lawn mowing adventures in my day. Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I just would always, what did I do? Oh, I mean, one time I ran over a mouse.
Okay. Is that real?
Like it sucked it up into the blade and then and then spit it out.
That's horrible.
And I stopped the mower because I was like, what was that sound? Usually it's like, oh, I ran over a tennis ball or whatever.
What's the
sound? Actually, the other funny thing is my chores where I had to mow the lawn.
Chores?
Yeah. Mowing the lawn. Dude, no, I got paid.
You made fun of me for my dad saying I had to mow the lawn.
No,
and you had chores. I never had chores. I chose to do them.
Listen to how smartly I dealt with my chores.
Smartly. That's not a word, but okay.
Yes, it is.
Let's try to be civil.
Until, okay. Just be courteous. Do you want to hear? So I had 2 chores.
Okay.
One, I had to scoop the dog shit. And we had 2 dogs. There was lots of shit everywhere. And I had to mow the lawn. Mm-hmm. So my genius mind, guess what I do?
What do you do?
I only mow the lawn. And I just, the blade just scoops up the dog shit into the lawnmower.
Fires it off?
Just into the bag, and I just did 2 chores with one.
That's genius.
Thank you.
That's good.
I probably would have been frowned upon by my father.
Now you've got me thinking about really good stories that aren't on the topic board, so we don't have to go to it.
Let's go into it.
This is great. Okay, and this is a big diss on. I'm going to call him out. Sue me because you don't have the money, Mr. Grieger.
Oh Jesus! Is that your neighbor?
No. So I went to a school back in Australia called Emmanuel College. Okay. And that was like high school. They had this fantastical idea where they would send the students to a camp for 6 weeks. And sure, that's and they presented it in the magazines like, oh, it's bonding time. Like, let's bond, or
bondage.
Children will learn. But I'd rather learn that. But children, your kids will learn forest skills, how to use a compass. They'll get along better. Mm-hmm. Absolute bullshit. Do you know why?
They had you mow lawns?
No, this is what happened. Day 1, I got there, okay? There's this guy, Mr. Grieger. I don't care if he's watching. I still hate him.
Wow.
Yeah. No, Mr. Grieger, he'll never watch this. Do you know why? Doubt he even has the internet. Wow. Maybe my school does. Might piss them off. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care because
screw you, Mr. Grieger.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So we're in this camp called Mount Binga. Real story. Mount Binga. Okay.
Binga.
Binga. Binga.
No, it's
Binga. It is
Oh,
Mount
really?
Binga. Yeah.
Binga?
Yeah. You can look it
I
up.
thought it was your accent.
So no, I'm out at Mount Binga. It's first day, and I begged my parents. I'm like, I want to stay and make music because when I grow up, I want to be a DJ. I want to make music.
And they just laughed at you.
No, my parents, my dad was like, he's like, I don't really care if you go to the camp. And my dad's a pilot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next level, awesome. Okay, just like me. Anyway, so I go to the camp. Mum's like, pack me like all the stuff you need to go to a school camp. Anyway, we get there and it turns out, so day one, he goes, all right, so here are some of your chores. You reminded me of this. He goes, here, okay, class of 2000 and whatever it is, here are some of your chores. And he goes, you're going to have to wash the cars. And like, and then
it's child labor.
Then there was chopping wood, which I get. Chopping wood, fair enough, for fire camp. Because I was smart enough to go, like, I see like what's going on here. Like chopping wood, sure. Learning how to maybe milk a cow. That was one of the things as well. Really weird, but okay. Mm-hmm. These are farm activities. Learning how to use a compass in the forest. Kind of bullshit, because when am I ever going to be lost in a forest ever? I live in Los Angeles. But anyway, but we won't get to that. So I said on day one, and seriously, Mr. Krieger, if you're watching this, I still stand by it. I said, I'm not washing, and I won't use the language. I said, I'm not washing your car. And he's like,
he was going to have you wash his
personal car.
That is bullshit.
He's going to have the students do it. And he's like, how dare you? And I said, this is a school camp. I'm not going to wash your car.
What type of car was it?
And I called him an idiot. You idiot. So I'm not going to wash your car. You idiot. And
he called your teacher that?
Yeah, and do you know what he did? And so that started off day one. Guy didn't like me. But anyway, so then, because it was day one, he went easy on me, I guess, a bit. He was like, all right, fair enough. Like, you'll learn over time at our camp.
How it works here, son.
Bad idea. Bad idea trying to teach me over time at a stupid outback camp where you have the intelligence of this and I've got the intelligence of this. So this is what happens. So we go along with the camp, and now at nighttime, everyone's in their bunk beds. And at night, I think, you know what, it's funny. I'm going to just keep everyone up. And so I go like, and I'm making like silly noises, like fart noises.
With your mouth?
You're like I'm making like fart noises and stuff. Okay.
So mature.
But then the teacher one of the teachers or one of the camp people would walk in the room and open the door. So I'll take the blame for this. And they'd go, who was it? We'd all be asleep. And eventually they knew it was me. And they'd go, all right, Tyson, you have to sit out and guard trees at night as a punishment. And I'm like, this is the best, because I don't
guard trees.
Yeah, so I had to sit and guard a tree and just do nothing.
Did you have a weapon?
No, just trees they weren't dangerous. But let me get to the fun part of this. Okay, so this is where because I'm on a huge tangent. So we didn't get along. There was this area where they made us go and like pray. So
red flag.
Yeah. Right. So they were like, okay, now it's like prayer time. And they put us in this thing, and Mr. Krieger said something really dumb, which is obviously what's going to happen when he opens his mouth and reads from, let's just leave it at that. Okay.
The Quran.
Okay. I don't know what he was reading from because I wasn't really listening. But anyway, he reads it and I laugh. And he goes, all right, now you're going to have to pick up one wheelbarrow of horse manure. Okay. Now I'm like, this is where it's really kicked in. And I've gone, no, I'm not. And he takes me out and he goes, now you're going to have to collect 2 wheelbarrows of horse manure. And
what the fuck camp is this?
This is called Mount Binga. This is what the school put me through. And I don't care. I'm going to put this all over my social media and they can watch this. I don't care. I don't care because I'm so mad about it. I'm so mad.
Obviously, this is about like 20 years ago.
I'm getting this off my chest. It was really good. Okay. Good. So then he's like, he goes, all right, you fail to understand how much manure you're going to have to pick up. And I'm like, you're failing to understand how I'm going to pick up none. And it went, and he goes 6, 7, 8, 9. And he kept doing it, right? So I just go, sure, let me start. And he gives me the wheelbarrow and a shovel and sends me out. And I sit by a tree and I just don't do anything. And I think it was around, like, this is in high school. And I already passed that age of like transcending just like stupidity. And it was this point, I think, where I realized I had absolute authority over an old man who just didn't know shit. So he's going, pick it up. And I'm like, no. Like, what are you going to do? Like, harass a child?
What did he want you to do with the manure? I don't like.
Well, because he wants someone to pick up the horse crap.
So you literally just like.
So I said no.
Oh.
I said no. So they call my parents, and they're like, Tyson's refusing to pick up the horse crap. And then they put me on the phone, and Mum's like, Tyson, why are you not abiding by the rules? Don't want to. And Dad's like, good.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, Mr. Grieger's getting more and more pissed off. He's getting more and more mad because now at this point he realizes no punishment will work on me. He can't hurt me. He can't do anything. Nothing.
And this is a voluntary camp, right? So, you're not being graded. It's not part of your school.
It's not voluntary. You're forced to do it during your school thing. So then the next step was like, okay, now how do we, like I was like, now I'm kind of like mad because he made me called my parents and stuff. So then I was like in the kitchen where you make food for everyone and the milk was expired. I saw in the bottle the milk and I was like, and I walked out with this big bottle of milk and I went, Mr. Grieger, this has to be illegal. You're like, you've got no food control over this. And he's fuming mad, man. He's so mad. He's so mad about it. Anyway, this went on and on and on. He was like, well, yeah, now you have to do this. Now you have to do that. Do you know what happened? When I just kept doing no. Just like, what are you going to do?
And it worked?
What are you going to do? No, do you know what happened? 1 week into the camp, Mr. Grieger drove me home. He had to drive me home.
Oh my God.
How
awkward was that car ride?
Oh, no, I felt great. He had to drive me home.
How long the drive?
And do you know what happened when he dropped me home? My mom was like, my dad was like, he took me aside. Mr. Grieger dropped me off. Then he had to drive back. I can imagine Mr. Grieger.
How long was the drive?
This is 3 hours inland from Australia and then 3 hours back. So Mr. Grieger just drove 6 hours, right?
Asshole kid.
No. And I told Mr. Grieger when he dropped me off, I said, you know what? You know why this is rubbish? I said, I told you from the beginning, I'm going to be a musician. I'm not going to ever be lost in the bush. I'm going to be working on music and I want to write music. And now everyone's going to be at your silly camp doing silly little things, filling up water buckets and picking up horse poo and praying and stuff. And I'm going to be making tracks that are going to be successful, which happened. I mean, I don't want to be like braggy about that, but it did happen. It's where we are today.
Do you think Mr. Grieger heard about your successes?
I hope he does. And I hope he sees a clip of this because he's a laughable man. Silly little,
wonder what he's
tiny,
up to now.
puny, brainy little man. Anyway, I harbor a little bit of resentment towards that man, but I'm also like very proud of the fact that he had to drive me there and drive me back and all that stuff.
I'm proud that you held your ground.
Yeah,
honestly, I would have picked up the horse shit.
But this was the best bit. My dad pulls me aside and he goes, no matter what your mom says, no matter what your mother says, I'm proud of you. And I went, why? And he goes, because you just showed that when life tells you what you have to do, you can find a way around it and think your way out. So that's
your dad sounds really cool.
That he is pretty cool. That's my story about school camp.
Wow, dude. Yeah, we had a similar thing called Camp Casey in Washington.
Yeah.
But they didn't make us scoop horse shit or anything like that.
That was a punishment. It wasn't like a normal.
Okay.
So my punishment was to scoop horse shit.
Yeah. No, we just like went. It was like an old military base called Camp Casey, and they just had a bunch of classes like forestology and like marine biology, science.
Great.
Yeah, it was really educational. Also, nothing religious at all. No reading.
Nothing
Bibles.
Against religion, by the way.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's what I'm saying.
Nothing against.
I was comparing it to your camp.
Mine was very strictly like that.
Yeah. The only thing is like the worst part of
which was stupid about my camp, indoctrinate children. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. Brainwashing.
Okay, move on.
So we had there was this thing where all the kids.
By the way, Mr. Grieger, I hope you're still on your camp and still sucking at life like you still do. Anyway,
Jesus.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Anyways, at Camp Casey,
and I don't even remember his wife's name. Do you know why?
Why would you know his wife's name?
Because his wife ran the camp too. They probably still do. But do you know why I don't remember her name? Because she yelled at me once, and Mr. Krieger then yelled over her voice, and he proved himself to be sexist.
What did he say?
Well, he just yelled over her, so I couldn't hear.
Okay.
So at that point, I'm like, you're an awful.
You're out of my life.
Yeah, you're out of my life. And I actually, in year 12, when we finished school, and I'm still like, if I go back and talk to my school, I don't know if after this, if they ever see this podcast, if they'll ever let me do it. But if I go back, one of the things I'm going to say is, everyone, if you stand up for what you believe in,
do not go to this camp.
Well, no, you go to the camp if you want, but just Mr. Krieger is a absolute loser.
You would say that in your like student address?
Oh yeah. I mean, have you seen the things Elon Musk says? Have you seen that? Not that I would compare myself to minds like that, but like, have you seen the things that people say when they go back to school and the things they've learned? The thing that Mount Binga taught me was that I don't need to be surrounded by stupid people. And I was. And so I got myself out, but I'm sorry, continue.
Thanks for the knee tap. What was I saying? Camp KC. Oh yeah, no, the worst part of it for me was there was this one part where we would go, because it's an old military base, they have bunkers everywhere. Mm-hmm. And you go into these bunkers and it's just pitch black. And it's like, obviously it doesn't like jive well with students. But they would bring all the students, like hundreds of students, into a pitch black bunker.
Yeah.
And tell them a scary story.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Well, yeah, but I was a pussy.
Your school camp sounds awesome compared to what I went through.
Yeah, it was, because this is America, not.
Yeah. I mean, I will give you that. I mean, I know Australia's awesome in so many ways, but America does rule in so many other ways. Hence why I'm a human being of the world.
Right. I consider myself a citizen of the earth.
Yeah. Like I'm a proud Australian, but I'm living in America. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of things in America and I'm like, that's rubbish. But there's a lot of things in Australia that are just truly rubbish.
So how do the Australians celebrate 4th of July?
Well, do I have to answer that? No seriousness? Well, that's just American holiday, man.
I know, it's a joke. Do you guys have the equivalent of 4th of July?
Every day.
Shut up.
Every day. If you want to let a fireworks.
When was the day that you guys got your independence from the Queenland or whatever it's called? England, right? Because you
ask any Australian that. Guess what they'll say?
Every day.
Don't know.
Dinar. I don't know.
No. There was a day. There was a day where people came over from
the Mayflower.
Yeah, and got off some boat.
That just shows how much you guys don't care because you don't have a day to.
Oh, it might just show how much I care. I mean, I can't speak for my country. Do you have your cup?
Thank you, sire.
All right, tell everyone else about Camp Casey.
I mean, it's not a whole lot to talk about, but that's scary. That's scary. This is my cup. Don't drink out of my cup. I don't want to know what you've done with your lips in the last 24 hours.
You ready?
You and your cat. But it was pitch black, and there was the option to not do it. And it was me and like 4 other kids out of the like 400 kids there who chose not to go in to do this. And it just, shamed me. Like all the girls came out of this thing. They're all like, that was so awesome and scary. And I'm just sitting there like, yep, I'm scared of the dark.
I got a question for you.
What?
Do you think anyone's going to care about this podcast? It's not
once we have guests.
It's not launched yet. Well, you are the guest. You're a quantum physicist.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can read my publications, but it's different from like.
I don't want to look at your pubes.
No, read my pubes.
Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. I mean, I heard you wrong. Can we move on to a topic?
Yeah.
Okay. I really think that this is going to be a really good one.
Raccoons.
Yeah. Okay. Can I tell you a story? So before I actually lived here full time in America, I used to Airbnb this really sick place in up in the Hollywood Hills.
Up in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, like it was a fully way up, right? And I'd never really like experienced living in like not like where I am now, but
Don't
don't do it. Don't do it. You want to, don't you?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Okay. Okay, good.
Play this.
Oh, yeah, I did it.
Tyson says he doesn't want people to know what city he lives in. Like, we think people are going
already
to track
getting-
you down.
People do. You've seen the weird videos I got sent.
Oh my God. That was weird.
man, that's what I was gonna go into raccoons, but
No, but
this is
he'll watch this and he'll.
it's gonna make it worse. Don't mention his name. I don't
I
even
don't know
know.
his name.
Oh, okay, why don't you talk about it so I'm not making this up?
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't. I
I
didn't
was
always
just telling
believe.
you about how crazy fans I have. I have weird crazy fans.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't believe you until you show me the videos and you say I never read my DMs because there's all these crazy fuckers. But this one,
It's just one of them.
yeah, but this one was extra weird. Like, it was like he was two things. He was in love with you and high on crack. Those two-
don't mix.
No, they don't. You just sent him like 5 YouTube videos. They're like unlisted YouTube videos. And you just sent Tyson them. It's just him talking to the camera about Tyson. And yeah, it's really uncomfortable.
So that's why I don't like him giving
Yeah,
away.
but you watched all of them.
Yeah. So I want to get back to the raccoon thing now. Yeah, at least that's out there. So I was in the Hollywood Hills, and I wasn't full time living in America just then.
Mm-hmm.
So I hadn't encountered.
You're an immigrant.
I'm still I'm a legal immigrant. What's funny is filling out my thing. I'm a legal alien. I feel like if I'm called an alien, I should have superpowers.
Oh, what was the thing that you put in? I'm an alien with extraordinary abilities.
That's not what I put in. That's what's in my passport. America lets me in based on a person of extraordinary ability.
Wow.
That's how
That must make you feel good.
it does. But
Because I'm just a normal American with extraordinary abilities.
yeah, but you're allowed in here, so it's okay. You're allowed in. Your abilities are pretty basic, but well, so I living in this Airbnb was up in the hills, and because it was just me, had to take the trash out. So I take my trash out to the and I'm calling it trash in Australia. It'd be like
It's rubbish.
yes, the rubbish. So I was taking it out, and I took it out, and I was kind of scared because like coming from Australia, you're kind of scared of spiders and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Because
oh.
you guys have like massive spiders.
So I'm looking out for like things that are Australian, which is kind of stupid. Like I should have known like that doesn't happen here. And I'm looking out for webs and things that could be like, snakes and stuff.
Yeah, a
Then
snake web.
I found my snake web. Then I found myself off.
Start over.
Well, I found myself in a standoff with a raccoon.
a raccoon.
And I've never seen a raccoon before. And it was so cool. It was sitting on the bins, like up on the thing, and it had like the little black things, like a bandit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like holding the trash in my hand, and it's looking at me like, "Don't you try?" And I'm like, I got to put this in the trash. And if I dropped it there, I was worried it would run at me. It was looking at me.
Wow.
So that was my first experience with raccoons, and I thought that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And then I ran home, and I was like telling
So
everybody,
did you get it in the trash can?
No way. I didn't approach that animal.
You brought the trash back into your house.
Yes, I completely bailed it one.
You pussy.
What would you have done?
I would have taken out my boomerang
Oh, God.
and I would have boomeranged the shit out of that little raccoon.
Yeah.
Raccoon are scum of the earth.
They are.
Yeah, but they're also
They're very cute.
The small ones are
It
cute.
looked at me like
It's like Guinness.
yeah,
your
like
cat.
he's talking about my cat. It looked at me like it was like, don't try. And I'm like,
Wait, but wouldn't it want more trash?
If I was tougher, I would have been like, okay, let's go. But I'm not tough. So I backed away. So I lost the standoff with an animal, a cute little fluffy animal sitting on a bin.
Raccoons are ferocious though.
Are they? So it could have hurt me?
Yeah. You've seen videos of like raccoons like lunging at people.
No.
They have sharp claws. They have teeth. But you don't have raccoons in Australia?
Really?
Yeah. That's a legitimate question.
No, we don't.
We don't have kangaroos here.
No, that's an American animal. A raccoon is an American animal.
I think they have them in Europe.
That's an American animal, man.
They have them in Europe.
Oh, okay. You know what we don't have in Australia? We might now, but red solo cups.
What color are they?
Well, especially mysterious ones.
What color are your solo cups in Australia?
We don't even have them. That's an American thing that you see in music videos.
I don't believe that because the corporation who sells these, you think they're just going to ignore the Australian market?
I think they've picked it up now, but for a while there.
So you guys don't do beer pong in Australia?
No, that's also an American thing. And I'm really good at it.
Everyone's really good at beer pong.
Well, okay, I can give you a story. I once played beer pong so Australians did adapt beer pong. I once played it though, but I played it in Australia and we did it the Australian, we thought we were doing it the Australian way with whiskey.
So you were hammered.
Oh, it didn't end well. People were throwing up.
God.
we had to carry.
Throwing up in the cups. We had to drink it.
Yeah. No, I'm another wild, like kind of thing.
We should do a beer pong against each other.
You'd probably win because you're American.
Yeah. 1000%.
Yeah. I'll tell you another story that happened back in Australia I might have told you this story.
It involves beer pong?
Well, it involved the aftermath of beer pong. So once everyone had played the game and, was on a great level, I went and there's this whole story going around, and it's a true story of people that had expensive trees. That was a whole phase, like landscaping. Landscaping, like you landscape your house.
Yep.
So there's an Australian tree called a big boy, I think it is.
Big boy.
Yeah, and it's like a really beautiful tree, and they're worth like hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands, depending on their height. And so there was a tree thief going around, and my brother-in-law is a builder / now owns a construction company.
And you've never introduced me to him?
Well, you have me to Australia.
I do VR for builders. That's a potential client.
We can talk about this later.
Okay, yeah.
So, in the middle of the night, his next door neighbor, so I'm staying at my brother-in-law's house. His next door neighbor had one of these big boy trees. They're worth thousands of dollars. And I dug it up.
You asshole.
Like, because he's the one who told me the story of the whole tree thief going around. But his next door neighbor was also his best friend. So in the night,
you dug up his tree and put his neighbor's yard.
No. I dug up his best friend's tree, and then I went and I planted it in his garden,
like right next to you, so you can see it.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So and I left all the dirt that crossed the road and everything because it wasn't easy.
Good trail.
It wasn't easy, man. There's roots involved. There's a whole thing, So then they buried it in his garden. So the next day he wakes up and his best friend's like, "What's happened to my tree, man?" And it's in my brother-in-law's garden, perfectly buried in the landscaping. Dude, and so awesome. I watched that go down. That was hilarious.
Was there anger involved, or was he that's my stupid nephew?
The anger was at me, like the brother-in-law, because they knew that I'm the only person that would have dug the tree up at night and done that. But it was pretty funny. It was a good time.
That's a good prank.
Okay, so I want to just quickly touch on a serious topic because I think it's I don't know how far we're into the podcast, but
just half hour.
A half hour? Is that it?
Wait, what time do we start?
I don't know.
Fuck it.
Well, let me have a quick look. We have 2 minutes. Oh, we've got another 40 minutes. We've got another.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about climate change.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I had to delete tweets today. Oh.
You tweeted about climate change?
Yeah. Well, do you know what pissed me off?
But you deleted it, so you folded.
Well, because I was really, I swore a lot. I've met so many people in the last just 3 years that have gone, I'm uncertain about climate change. You know, I don't know if it's human caused. Do you know how infuriating that is? The planet is absolutely, okay, you're a man of science.
Yeah, quantum physics.
Are the facts in?
Yes, absolutely.
It's human caused.
You know what's going to take? All it's going to take?
Well, it's already happening.
No. What will really make it happen is Florida will go underwater.
Only the Floridians will care.
Well, no, everyone will be sort of, okay, well, maybe it is human caused. Florida's underwater.
Well, how about this? We've known about it for decades. Have you seen Leonardo DiCaprio's documentary on it about how we've known about it for decades and like no one's listening? So I've had fights with people, and this is the thing. What I don't get when I argue with people about it, they're like, be diplomatic. Like, just, that's not the right approach. Don't make a mockery of them. I'm like past that. I'm like, I will make a mockery. If it's like saying to somebody unicorns exist.
Yeah. The theory of human caused climate change is as much up for debate as the theory that the earth revolves around the
flat
sun.
earthers, all that shit. Yeah. So here's my point. If you're watching this and you really like are listening to me loud and clear, if you slightly think that humans haven't caused climate change, first of all, you're wrong. Second of all, don't ever approach me, unfollow me. Don't ever be a fan of my music. Go away. Because the earth is like I'm worried about, like, if I have children, the new research that's coming out is showing that I think 3,000 people I read today, 3,000 people in about 3 years will die in New York City because of climate change.
Wait, how so? Like
heat waves.
Oh,
so the homeless will start first. Also in Los Angeles. So you can imagine around the world, imagine places like India and stuff like that. So first of all, if you come to me and you say, I'm a little bit like in and out of whether we cause climate change. First of all, fuck you, you're wrong. Second of all, you're insensitive. Look up the research and don't be like, I watched Fox News, because Fox News. Okay, what do you think of that?
All you need to do is go to the NASA website.
I don't care if you watch CNN, that's fine. CNN could be biased as well. But go to NASA, or they
have an entire portion of their website dedicated to the science, and it's a government. It's a government organization.
Yes,
and it's whenever anyone doubt, like, well, give me your source. NASA, the people that brought us to the moon. You go to their website and they lay it all out just simply.
So bluntly, if you are so stupid as to even doubt that humans caused climate change, get out. Go and don't look at me in the eyes.
Okay,
I think they're worse than Scientologists.
Mm-hmm. But it's all this.
Scientologists aren't really hurting anyone. They're just like, all right, we're just idiots. All right, fine, be an idiot. But the people that doubt climate change, you're killing the planet. Like and your doubt is you may as well. It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to go there. I'm just going to go there.
Oh boy,
here we go. Think about it, like back in when Hitler was just starting out. Okay, there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people that were like, maybe Hitler's right, but he wasn't. It was just the Holocaust didn't happen instantly. It happened with a slow progression of stupidity. And then a huge disaster happened and a horrible force for evil took over. This is climate change. And we're talking, and there are people to this day that are so, and I'm going to swear, fucking stupid Because we're not talking about, okay, I definitely don't want to like, even put it close to the Holocaust, but I'm talking about the destruction of the entire planet as we know it. And there are still stupid people out there, so fucking stupid, that they go, I don't know if humans did it. I'm a bit in, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. How about fucking do your research? Actually go to NASA. You take over, please. Before I get too,
you want to know
because this infuriates me.
First of all, Elon Musk says it best. Like, we are running the most dangerous experiment in human history. And the experiment is how many fossil fuels can we burn and it won't affect us. It's an experiment we're playing. But if you go to the NASA website, there's so many different ways scientifically that you can prove that humans cause climate change. But the most compelling one, in my opinion, is scientists, they go to Antarctica and they cut out ice blocks, and you can look. You take out like a 10 foot by 10 foot block of ice, and you look and you analyze this block, and you analyze the level of carbon in each layer of ice, because it's just been compacting over time, over hundreds and hundreds of years. And you can see right when it hits the 1800s, during the big revolution with all the motors and stuff.
The industrial
revolution. Yeah. Right when it hits industrial revolution and up until present time, there's massive spikes in the data.
Yeah.
And this is undeniable.
Also go to my friend Brian Dunning, an amazing science writer who will be on this show. Go to skeptoid.com and just look at one article, which is he's got so many sources just to show just how it's absolutely undeniable that humans have caused climate change. So this is where I want to take it next. I'm a bit of a did you see Bill Nye the Science Guy get?
Yeah, he got
pissed off.
Yeah.
Okay, so he
was swearing.
So here's me fucking like swearing. Okay, so Bill Nye is a sweet person. He's burning a globe and going, listen, you idiots, you are so fucking stupid. Now, am I wrong? I get told by like people to be diplomatic and be sweet about it. I just feel like I can't anymore. Like, this is going to kill.
Yeah.
This is going to wipe us out. So what do you think about that? Like, my approach is this: make a mockery of anyone who, anyone who.
There's two tags. You can make a mockery of people, or you can
educate them.
Oftentimes making a mockery doesn't work, and educating them doesn't work.
But I feel like education's failed. We've known for decades. Yeah. We've known for decades now. So
I remember my biology class, when my biology professor would bring up climate change, he would have to preface it in front of the entire class. Like, just so you know what we're about to talk about, there's some debate about it in our politics, and your parents have emailed me and all this stuff. I'm like, that is so ridiculous that a biology teacher, because of politics, has to preface his education about climate change.
A scientist has to preface it with politics.
Yeah.
So I think the point is, I think we should end this podcast. Like, I think we're ending on a pretty powerful note, and it's not a funny one. We usually kind of like try to stay clear of politics and stuff, but I really want to actually put this out there because I'm so mad. I really have to do it. If you just slightly think that climate change is not real, you're an idiot. Do you agree? One.
I would agree with that.
If you agree that human-caused climate change isn't real, you're either ignorant or you haven't looked up the facts. And if you still are unsure, get the fuck out of my face.
Go to the NASA website.
See, yeah. Go to the NASA website.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Get the fuck out of my face. Get the fuck out of and can you see? And honestly, I'm like, honestly, it's like got to cool me down here. Can you see why I'm furious?
Yes.
Because it's like watching idiots let the world burn.
Well, again, dude, like the way I look at
And
it
people are
is
going to watch this and go, "Oh, Tyson's wrong. Where's he getting his facts?"
NASA.
I'm sorry, I'm getting my facts not just from NASA, getting my facts from every single source ever.
Okay, what's honestly going to happen is
People will just learn, or they'll just die.
Florida will go underwater. That will happen. Florida will go underwater.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
Florida is underwater.
And it'll go underwater, and then people will be like, "Oh, okay."
Do you know what I heard? And I'll say this. I'll say this too. My ex-girlfriend. Oh my God, her dad sue me. He probably could actually.
Wait, what?
Do you know what he
Defamation of character.
Do you know what he said once to me? I won't say which ex-girlfriend, so he can't sue me. I won't name names. Do you know what he said once? We were walking the dog. Do you know what he goes? Well, do you know why the climate change thing is wrong? He goes, and he's a, but that's okay. I'm not a Republican or Democrat or any of that stuff. I'm Australian.
Sure.
You know, he goes, because have you ever put frozen water in the freezer? And I went, well, first of all, you don't put frozen water in the freezer. You put water in the freezer, it freezes. But that's what I thought in my head. And he goes, it condenses. So sorry, or the other way around.
Wait.
So when these icebergs melt, they're gonna actually not be as dense. And I'm like, you're a dense man, and this guy's like 60. These are the people that I can't believe the Darwinism. Why has natural selection not wiped these people out? Am I a bad person?
Dude, because sometimes evolution favors the dumb. It does. It favors the dumb.
Can you take over here? Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, when I don't know, I can't speak scientifically about like water condensing stuff, but when ice melts, it makes the water that they're in become bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And floods.
Like, what was I don't even understand the point he made. That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. It's a stupid point. So I'm so infuriated because I'm surrounded by people, not surrounded by.
Like I thought Australians were all smart.
No, he's not Australian.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's one of your people.
One of my people.
Nah.
I respect him. I respect him so much for being American.
Anyway, all right. So I think climate change has been done. But like the thing is, it's so frustrating because I can't do a conversation with a person anymore. Like it would be like me sitting down at the dinner table with someone going, you know, like I kind of feel like racism's still like okay. You know what I mean?
You know, like I could see the benefits of slavery.
Yeah. That's what it's like. Yeah. Like, you know, or like, you know, I don't really know if America really had or Australia or any country really had a racist history. Okay, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of my room. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you're so stupid. You are so stupid. Get out. All right, we'll end the podcast on a high note.
Good, because I have to pee.
Okay, music. I'm going to end this on a high note. And the high note's going to be like this. I don't care.
Buttons.
Anyone that watches this is this is about whatever I want to talk about. And if you judge me for it, cool, do it. And guess what? Keep doing it. And the judgment doesn't matter to me. It's on you. If you judge,
more power to you.
If you judge me for who I am, then the problem is yours, not mine, because I actually don't care. Be offended.
And message him because he'll respond to all your DMs.
No, I'll ignore your DMs. I'll ignore all of your DMs unless you're sweet and you actually care about science, because I really care about the future of humanity. And so don't ever bother me ever again if you ever try to tell me that human-caused climate change is not real, because you are clearly the stupidest person I've ever met. And I've met some pretty stupid people like that believe puppets are real. Okay, I've met.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Do we got to go into that? No, probably.
Let's go. Next episode is about puppets. Bye-bye.